All right, what's going on? So
How much? What's up?
so I finally watched the movie, and we're doing all the Blade Runners, right? Like Blade Runner, the
Yeah.
final cut, Blade Runner
Well,
20.
yeah.
Well,
Well, I
whatever you can
watched both.
remember.
I watched both original Blade. I watched the original Blade Runner and the Final Cut.
Oh, you did? Okay, so I only watched the final cut. I don't think I have the original
You don't
copy,
really
but
have to watch the. You don't really have to watch the other one, the original one. The
yeah.
only difference between the original one and the Final Cut is there's like a voiceovers. Harrison Ford does some voiceovers to kind of give you a little bit more insight in the story. Not very many actually. It seemed like there was a lot when I used to watch it, but I watched it again. I was like, there's not very many.
Oh,
the
okay.
the final cut looks like it's been cleaned up a little bit. You know, the picture's a little more clear.
Right.
And the only thing is, in the final cut, they add that scene where okay, you saw the unicorn where he's sitting there on the piano
Yeah.
and he sees that unicorn running through the forest. That
Yes.
doesn't exist. That doesn't exist in the original cut.
Oh, so they added
Okay,
some
so
stuff.
this
Okay.
yeah, they added that in the final cut. They added that, but in the original movie, all right, you know when he goes finds Rachel back at his apartment.
Yeah.
Okay, he goes to his apartment and he gets her and they run out. They stumble over the unicorn,
Hmm.
the little one that Gak left.
Yeah.
He has a voiceover tells you about Gak went to the apartment and decided not to kill her because he thinks she only 4 years to live.
Yeah.
But Tyrell told him when he was in the meeting she had an unlimited lifespan.
Oh, okay. Oh,
He doesn't tell you that in the final cut. You don't know how long her lifespan is.
right. Yeah, yeah.
But in the original movie, it tells you that it's unlimited, and that's why he stumbles over the unicorn because she's a unicorn. She's almost impossible.
Oh. Okay. Okay. Okay.
But
Okay. I got you now.
but I think they wanted it. They wanted you. But if you watch the final cut, you think because you saw the unicorn, you saw him thinking about the unicorn,
Yeah.
that they know he's a replicant.
Oh, so in the original, you
So
think?
so the movies, yeah. The funny thing is the movies are almost exactly alike, but one movie makes it easier for you to believe he's a replicant, and the other one doesn't. Because at the
Wow.
original movie,
Yeah.
after he takes Rachel and disappears, it shows like a forest, and they're driving in a car together in the forest, out in the middle of nowhere.
You know, it's really interesting. So, on Blade Runner 2049, right? I loved it. So comparing to the final cut, I know the cinematography is different, but they try the same. Is like to me, it's like, oh, it looks like it's matched, a lot. But in the old one from 1983 or four, right?
Yeah,
It feels like a lot of times it's happening at night, and I like that a lot.
yeah.
There's some daytime, but it's still like it's raining. Okay, it's just gloomy, but and I like that. But in 2049, which is
Yeah, it's supposed
yeah,
to.
yeah,
Yeah, exactly. The original Blade Runner is supposed to mimic like a 1950s uh
right. In
detective
the
drama.
future, yeah, in the future, like a film noir kind of thing,
Yeah,
right?
in the
What
future,
I
that's why
find
it's supposed to
funny,
always be dark.
it was a movie. Now this is another movie from the 80s. Last time we talked about Back to the Future was made in the 80s, and then everybody's giving crap and shit about like, oh, no flying cars. But then no one ever talked about Blade Runner. Like, hey, it's 2019 now. Where the hell are all the goddamn robots? Okay, where are all the replicants? And I feel like I think
Exactly.
last time we talked about Back to the Future because it's a more popular film. But if you talk about
Yeah.
replicants, right? People are talking about like, are you talking about a paper copy or what are you talking about? No one talks to the refer to the anything about replicants or even talk about robot in 2019. Okay,
Well, there's only like so many people actually like Blade Runner.
right?
You
Yeah,
know,
I love
there's a
Blade
lot of
Runner
people. There's a
2049.
lot of people that say they like Blade Runner, but when you start to talk to them about it, they're kind of like, I don't know. Then you go, what did you see? Blade Runner 2049, and they're like, well, I fell asleep during it. I'm like,
Oh my God,
fell
no.
asleep
Okay,
during Blade Runner, then you
so
don't really like Blade Runner. You don't even know what you're
so
talking about.
so the whole runtime of this movie, right, 2049, is like 2 hours and 49 minutes. Okay,
Yeah, it's
I
kind of
don't know.
long.
They're trying to like they take the zero away from the movie, like 2049. Hey, you know what? It's 2049. Let's make it 2 hours and 49 minutes. And I feel like it's not. It feels like an hour and a half to
Didn't
me.
notice
Okay,
that.
it's like ever since the beginning, he has a mission to do. Okay, at the beginning, like I never seen the movie, and now watching the movie, I feel like Ryan Gosling, he's such a great actor. He reminded me of Arnold in Terminator 2, cause he played the replicant, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
his emotion, his facial feature is almost alike, but at least like he's thinking. Like it is so
Yeah.
perfect. Where he's like, he doesn't show anger, he doesn't show confusion, right? He doesn't show love, he doesn't show frustration, even though his hologram joy, like
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh my
Joy.
god, like because
Which I
sometimes
can't.
I'm like, okay, I know
I'm
he's a
actually wondering
replicant.
when am I gonna get one of those?
Okay, see, that's the other thing. Okay, in about 20 something, 30 years almost. Okay, it's
Yeah,
almost
no, I'll be so
2049.
old I won't care. I
So
don't even know how to work the thing.
in the beginning, like right when Sapper says that, like, hey, how does it feel killing one of your own kind? Then he gives it away where like, well, the newer model obeys, like not like the older models they run. Then I'm like, oh shit, he's a replicant. So, at the beginning I thought he was a
Yeah,
human.
that's what I was wondering. Did you think he was a replicant or a human when the movie starts?
When I first started, I thought he was human. But when he started getting
Okay.
his face bashed into the wall, right? Then I'm like,
Well,
okay,
here's the
he's a
fun.
replicant.
The funny thing is, I thought he was a human too. Even though I
Yeah.
watched the first three, they made those three little movies, the prequel movies.
Yeah. We will talk about
I
that in a
watched
bit.
those. I watched those before it came out in theater.
Oh, you did? Okay,
But
so
I
I
guess
have not.
but none of those really tell you that he's a replicant.
No, they don't.
But yeah, once he
Well,
gets
you
thrown
know
through
what?
the wall, yeah.
Yeah,
Actually,
when you're going
I
to the
started
into the
figuring
wall.
he was. Yeah, when he got thrown in the wall, I was like, man, this guy could really take a beating.
Yeah, I thought that too. And I'm like, no, he's a replicant.
I was thinking Harrison Ford didn't take a beating that good.
No, he did, but then they're like, at the end, right?
But yeah,
When that,
you're
like,
right. When he says, because yeah, basically when he calls him a slave,
yeah, he called him a slave
then
and he broke his
then I
face.
thought about that video, where Wallace has that replicant kill himself.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yeah, remember that?
Let's talk about the
That's kind of
prequel really quick. You mentioned you watched the prequels before you watched 2049,
yeah, well,
right?
because I saw that. Well, I was like waiting for Blade Runner to come out. I
Okay,
was
so
waiting, and then
were they on
noticed
YouTube already?
as they yeah, when they started,
Okay.
no, they slowly released them, and I'd watch the news to see when they'd release one, and
Yeah.
I'd get on and watch it.
Oh.
And I saw them. I think I saw them backwards, because I actually saw the Blackout last. I should have saw Blackout first.
It's really funny when you
The
say
first
that,
one I
right?
saw was the slave one. Where,
Nexus
where
Dawn.
Replicant kills himself.
Yeah, the
Replicant
one, yeah.
kills himself.
Yeah.
That was the first one I saw.
No, that was really good. Okay, so I want to talk about the prequels first before we get to 2049. I watched the I mean, I guess these are the prequel, the prelude to the 2049.
Yeah.
So I watched
Just to
them
help set it up.
after. Yeah, have set it up. So I watched them
They had
after
to
it.
set up a 2 hour and 40-something minute movie.
Yeah. I don't want to watch because all three together was like 25 minutes, almost 25 minutes, and I
Yeah,
watched
I
them in
think so.
chronological order because on YouTube that's how they have it, and the first one is called 2022 Blackout, and that's the anime one, right? And when they did
That's
the
the
mission, yeah, when that I guess the replicant saved the girl, and then they ran the mission, for the blackout that Rick Deckard was talking about to K or Joe, I don't know, however you call him. I'm gonna call him K,
Well,
and I thought that was a
his
good
name
short
was
film.
something.
Yeah, K like
His name
five.
was Joe.
Yeah, Joe.
His name was Joe.
Yeah.
Because the future that like in the first one, the replicants Nexus 6s, they
Yeah.
all had names.
Yes, they all have
And I
names.
guess,
Yep.
and apparently Nexus 8s have names.
Yeah.
But after they became where that you could tell them to do and they do anything you want, apparently people quit giving them names.
Yeah, and then they gave him a racial slur, Skinner, like or something like that.
But they were always they're called Skinners, Skin
Yeah.
Jobs.
Yeah, skin jobs.
Skin Jobs,
yes.
you even hear Skin Jobs in the first movie.
Yeah, it's really funny in the second one when the mortician guy, I guess he was a mortician, right? When he said looks like a Skinner job, then he apologizes to K, right? As if you could apologize to Spock or something. You know what I mean? Like, why are you apologizing to an android that doesn't really process emotion?
See, the thing, the androids do the androids do have emotions though.
Yeah, and then they do
That's
that
why
test.
you see that test.
Yeah, I love
Interlink?
that test. I love the interlink. Man, at first I was like, what the hell's going on?
It sees this because it says something that would affect a human between each word. It's like it'll say a word, and the robot and the replicant, I guess, just keeps saying.
Yeah.
It's supposed to say focused on what he needs to say.
Yes.
But they keep throwing words in there. They see if it'll get an emotional response.
Yep, and
So
then
it's
I
like
think he failed
like
the second or third time. It was really good.
Yeah, he got unsettled after he realized that he may be the baby.
Oh my God, the whole.
We're jumping ahead.
Wait, we're jumping ahead. So let's
way
go back
ahead.
to the prequels, right? So the next one is Nexus Dawn, the 2036. That's when the replicant kills himself because I think he was trying to get some kind of board's approval to create replicants again.
Because replicants are banned from being manufactured. Period.
Yep.
Because you remember during the first Blade Runner, replicants were
Or
It's
banned
okay
already
to
in
make
2019.
replicants.
Yeah.
Yeah. In 2019, it's okay to make replicants, but they can't be on Earth.
Yeah, they can be on Earth. Yep.
They use them in the colonies as soldiers. Which, by the way, if you've ever seen the movie Soldier, it's
Well,
supposed to
Kurt
be
Russell, right?
yes, it's an unofficial part of the Blade Runner universe.
No.
Yeah, because remember the trash
What?
dumpers?
I never seen Soldier.
Oh, you never seen Soldier?
I never seen Soldier.
Now you gotta go watch Soldier.
Yes, I do. I have to see it.
See, I mean, it's not really part of the Blade Runner deal, but whoever made it liked Blade Runner, and they do have some of the same things. And I think even 2049 acknowledges it because it has the same looking trash spaceship things.
Oh, I gotta watch that. Okay, so what you think of Nexus Dawn? That was the one with Jared Leto.
Yes. Okay. The first time I watched it, I just thought, man, this is weird. I watched it again after watching the movie, you know, and then watching. Well, I watched all the Blade Runners, then watched 2049, then watched it. It's like Jared Leto is a badass dude.
He is.
Yes.
Because no, he did that role. Yeah, he did that role very good too. It's basically.
It made it even better because to me that prequel, his acting job in the prequel was even better than the movie.
Right, because it feels like there's more emotion driven into it, you know?
Exactly. You got kind of a bigger idea of what type of person he thinks he is.
Right. I was going to say that, like, he was more focused on this character, like, hey.
Exactly. You know, he's the savior of mankind, the way he's telling them.
Yep.
So I'm glad you waited on me. And he even tells them why they waited on him.
Yeah. Oh,
then he tells them why you're going to listen to me. This is why you're going to have replicants again, because I saved y'all. Y'all remember when you were hungry? Remember that's what he's telling them? You remember when you were hungry?
You know,
so he kind of knows he owns mankind.
Well, before we go to the next one, right, I want to touch on, like, so they can kill themselves, they can make that decision, and, like, they eat. Don't they eat human food?
Well, they can eat, yeah, because they have cells.
Yeah, okay.
Which is important to remember. They have living cells in them.
Yes.
Because I know,
so they can feel pain,
because I saw on the board some people asked the question. You remember what's her name? Love.
Yes.
Love gets killed at the end of the movie.
Yep. He drowns her.
And everybody should know. Yeah, but
I just want to let everybody know there's going to be a lot of spoilers if you're watching. If you haven't seen 2049, we're talking about a lot of spoilers, right? If you come here to watch this, no, but this is our review. Like, it's like a spoiler review.
But I know a lot of people were asking questions. How did Joy? Yeah, but a lot of people were asking, how did Joy drown? And I'm like, well, because she has living cells.
Yeah, living cells. These are
living
replicants.
Cells have to have oxygen.
They're not androids or robots.
They're not Commander. Yeah, they're not Commander Data from Star Trek. They're not gonna be able to float around in space and be okay. Okay.
And be okay. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes I forget that because like they can feel pain. Well, not maybe not feel. Yeah, they can feel pain, but they know they're injured.
I mean, yeah, they're not really machines. They're not really. I guess they're closer to cyborgs. They're more like Terminators, if anything.
Yeah. Yeah, they're like more like Terminators. Cells,
but the whole point of them was to be engineered like humans, but a little bit better.
A little bit better,
more perfect.
Oh, I like that.
I mean, because remember the company's motto is more human than human.
Yes, you know, I also like that they can tell one another apart.
Which is actually a very good song too, by the way.
Yeah. I like that they can tell one another apart. When Kay first met Love.
Yeah, they knew each other were replicants. Remember, they even say something about it.
Yeah, like they say something. Like Kay says something about it. Like,
yeah, because when they go down to the storage, they see the
the old elevator scene.
Where they go get the VOD comp machine recordings of Deckard and Rachel, and they look at each other and they go, "Oh, this must be a test," so they could tell if they're replicants or not.
Yes.
That's something about it's easier to tell now, and I'm thinking, I wouldn't have known that y'all were replicants.
Yeah, I would have known either. Like if they don't give these little subtle clues, I would have just thought like they could probably kept that a secret of that Ryan Gosling is, you know, maybe his name is K, like K-A-Y, you know, and it's like 256 K256. It could be like his you know, badge ID for
his name is Joe. Well.
Yeah, well that's what, you know, Joe called him, you know. But you know what? The Nowhere to One, the 2048. The first what?
Yeah, the first one they kind of knew most of them were replicants too. Remember?
Yeah.
Yes,
they did. Yeah.
When they saw them, they already knew they were Nexus 6.
I know. It's like how the hell, like if we live in this world, right, and these replicants look like Ryan Gosling, I would have no idea. I'm like, oh, that's a good looking dude walking around, you know. and it's so funny. Okay, I want to touch on the last prequel really quick, and I feel like this one is actually the prelude to 2049. Because this one's, it happens in.
Yeah,
Well,
it leads right into the story.
Yeah, it goes right because it's about Sapper, and that's how they gone to him, right? Because Sapper
by the way,
killed
I
those
want to say,
people.
yeah,
What?
Dave Bautista plays Sapper.
Yeah, I recognize he's a big dude, like he's a very recognizable face, you know.
Yeah, but he also did a very good job in
He
this
did a very
movie.
good job, yeah. He
I
did a
think
very good job.
I think they should offer more serious roles, because the only thing I've seen him in is what Guardians of the Galaxy, which is excellent.
Yeah. No, he was
But
excellent.
they also was in some kind of like comedy. Yeah, he was in some kind of comedy movie. And I was like, yeah, I don't see
No,
it.
he was in two comedies. One's called Stuber, and one with the little girl, I believe. I can't remember what that one's called. But it's like a little girl playing an FBI
he did
agent.
an excellent job.
He did an excellent job. Like, even though if you don't see the prequel, right? If you just watch 2049, just that beginning scene, it was not too intense, right? But it was like, oh my god, what's going to happen? Like at the beginning, I knew, since he was a Blade Runner, since K was a Blade Runner, I knew that when he went to Sapper's place, that guy was a Blade Runner, because that's how it's going to start, right? That's how it's going to go down. Like, he's going to.
Oh, you mean you knew that Sapper was a replicant?
Yeah, immediately, but I didn't know he was an old
Sapper's...
model. Yeah, I didn't know he was an old model, but I know that's maybe.
Okay, well, you would know he was, because they didn't say anything about Nexus. What did they say anything about Nexus 8's opening title?
I can't remember now, because there's a whole bunch of reading. They still.
I don't remember if they did or not, but you did know that. But you did understand the eye reference, right?
What eye reference?
Where the numbers in the eye.
Oh yeah. The serial numbers in the left eye.
The numbers are in the eye, and that's why. Because I didn't know if you knew that, because you'd know that if you watch the prequels first.
Yes.
Because it tells you.
I didn't know that. No. Yeah. I didn't know that, and I'm like, oh, what the hell? Yeah. The three, I guess, the escorts in the middle of the movie talk about that too.
Yeah, they did make a joke about it too.
They did make a joke about that too.
One of them makes a joke about it.
Yeah, the human one.
None of them were human.
I thought the first one was human. Unless no. And when you first saw them, you thought what the first one was human, because you made a joke about it.
I didn't think any of them were human.
Oh no.
I didn't
the
think
first.
Any of them were human.
Oh, the first. I didn't know which one was replicant when the first three showed up. I didn't know which one was human, but then when that one that to look like Emma Watson, or not Emma Watson, but Emily Blunt, and when she's made a joke about like, oh, did you want to look under my left eye?
What's her name? Mackenzie Davis?
Yeah. So when she said like, you want to look under my left eye, when she made that joke, right? Then I'm like, oh, okay, I think she's human. And then later when she was in his apartment, they do the syncing thing, which was really weird, with the virtual reality and the syncing thing, and then like, she even made another reference. Yeah, she even made another reference like, oh, I thought you didn't prefer the real thing. Then I'm like, oh, maybe she is human.
Nah, I knew she was replicant the whole time.
Yeah, at that moment, but she was replicant when they saved him from when they caught Deckard.
Yeah, well, that just yeah, that confirms it.
No,
but usually if they're kind of like, usually they're prostitutes. They're usually replicants.
Oh, because I was thinking that too. It's easier job for a replicant to do. They're robots in a way.
Well, that's the thing. All the replicants do the jobs that nobody wants.
Yeah, I know. I thought that would be a great future too. But then I talked to you about that another like a long time ago, where like if robot does all the jobs that we don't want, right? Then this world might have not gone so well unless we do the universal base income. Then maybe it'll be okay. Maybe that's what will go in the future, Like my son's lifetime will be universal base income and all the robots do our shitty jobs. Or maybe all the jobs. I don't know.
They're going to have to do all the jobs because, I mean, like, if I got universal income, that'd be more than I make. Why would I even show up to work?
Well, you're thinking about universal. I don't know what amount you're thinking of, though, universal base income.
Well, if they give us the amount they've been saying, I wouldn't have to work. That's more than I'm like.
I have no idea. I mean, like, it's just money from taxes. But what else? I really like how they tied in the first movie to this one. It's been like, I was gonna bring this up. So Blade Runner and Blade Runner 2049. It's been like, well, in the movie timeline is 30 years, right? And I like how this is how they do the sequel, because so much time have passed. I really love that a lot. Like this, I think this is the right way to do a sequel that has been so many years between each other.
Because that's how many years it's been between the real life movies.
Is it? Well, the one is 20. When did Blade Runner come out? 1983, right? When did that movie come
wouldn't it
out?
be the same? No,
1982. 1982. And this came out in 2018, right? More than 30 years. Wait, when did Blade Runner 2049 come out? Yeah, but between the movies is 30 years, isn't it? 2019 and 2049. Well, it doesn't matter. It's not the exact time anyway.
It doesn't matter, but it did give about the same amount of time.
It's a long time, you know.
Actually age.
They actually age, which is great, you know. And the only other movie I've seen like that is Creed. Have you seen Creed?
I haven't seen Creed.
You know what that's about?
Yeah, I know what it's about.
Okay, so
it's about the boxers for Rocky.
Yeah, Rocky, right? So Creed is, you know, I'll just talk about it a little bit. Creed is like, you know, Apollo Creed's, you know, like love affair child, okay?
Okay.
And that's how this starts. Yeah. It's about his their kid, and then Rocky trains him. So when you find that out, right? I'm like, oh my god, this is the correct way to do a sequel. You spin off this shit, you know. You don't keep doing about Rocky. He's almost 70. You do it on a new boxer, okay? And then you have him train.
They need to do a prequel. They could do a prequel.
They could. Oh, I don't know. I just want to see stuff keep going on. You know,
they didn't do a Rocky prequel, did they?
No, they didn't. But no, I like how Blade Runner was. You know, I love the whole movie about it. I love that they do the memory implanting thing to Kay's character too. So he thought he was the baby. You know, he thought he was the child.
Oh yeah, where they give him memories.
Yeah, I love that so much.
Where they give him some memories, but they're supposed to just keep them grounded.
Yep.
You know, even that girl says it when she makes the memories. But anyhow, let's go back. Because you know, did you know both movies start out the exact same way? It shows an eye. You know, the first movie it shows your eye, and they fly across the city. Second movie opens his eye and he flies across California.
Well, I thought the director for the 2049 did a great job too, and also the director of photography or the cinematographer.
Yeah, the cinematographer was awesome.
But anyhow, go ahead.
But anyhow, we get back to where we're at. Right. He finds the skeleton.
Yes.
Remember, he finds the box, and then this is where the story starts.
Yes.
The main story starts with the whole point of the movie.
Yeah.
You already knew who the skeleton was, right?
Well, no. At first, I didn't know who the skeleton was.
I didn't either, but after they...
Oh, after they talk about it, I'm thinking it's Rachel. Yeah, I had an idea. Like, is it Rachel?
Yes.
Like, and I was saying, like, I don't know because it gave me so confused because, like, hey, are they supposed to be able to give birth? That's why I didn't know. Like, I couldn't confirm who the body is.
That's the thing. That's the whole point of the story. Because up to that point, you didn't know that they're supposed to be able to have babies.
No, I didn't know. And then Jared Leto knew. You know, like. And then he was trying to perfect it, you know? Like Jared Leto's character, I forgot his douchebag name. He's blind. He's blind, right? That's what I'm getting. Like, yeah, Wallace.
His name was Wallace.
He's blind, right? That's what I'm getting.
Yeah, because remember, he owns everything.
Yeah, he owns everything. I'm thinking
he was blind.
Yep. And I like that he's trying to perfect it. Like, it's just so crazy. Like, the way that he walks around, but he get most of his... bonus by like touching the replicant, and then he kills that replicant because he wants it even better. Like, oh my god, it just wastes so much time to make a replicant so you could to make sure it's like, is this what I wanted? Then I kill you.
Well, basically, he's just wanting to show you that he's God.
Oh no, yeah, he definitely showed that he's God, like a god of these.
Yeah, well, because
generation of things.
He keeps calling all of the replicants he makes angels.
Angels, yeah.
You know?
I know, like he even called that
I guess,
one angel.
Well, he called that one. Yeah, he called it an angel. He called them all angels. Plus, the one that works for him, he named her Love.
Yep.
Remember when
she's
Joe
cute.
or Kay? Yeah, well, she's crazy too.
Well, because she's a replicant, you know. Like, we're gonna do.
Yeah, well, every time she kills somebody, she starts crying. You know, she has a tear in her eye every time she kills somebody.
Yeah.
Why do you think? Wonder why? Do you think it's because she's happy, or because she's sad that she has to take a life, but she also that's her job?
That's her
You
job.
know,
She
'cause she
didn't
does
have
what
a
she's told
choice
too.
because they obey. That's the new model. You know, that's what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, but she also had this thing about being the best replicant too.
Oh yeah, she's like the best. Like she knows kung fu and shit.
Yeah, but at the almost near the end of the movie when they're trying to save Harrison Ford,
Yeah.
she slashes K, and I
Yes.
think she thinks she kills him, and she
Yep.
yells at him, "I'm the best."
Yeah,
When
I
she
know the
runs
best. I'm
back.
like, what the hell is like, what a waste of time, you know? I think in a real life scenario, they only do that shit for movies, okay? Like lines like that. In real life, she just kills him and then she probably just walk in immediately and save Deckard. But I know it's like, I'm the best.
I
Who the
think
hell
she
talks
wanted.
like that?
I think she really wanted him to know that she was better than
Yeah,
him.
after he killed her, like, it
I
feels
think
like an
she. I
80s
think.
movie.
Well, I think she liked him. That's the thing. She liked him,
Yeah.
but she slowly evolved where she thought she was better. It's like
She's
it
better
became a
than
game,
everyone.
and she was trying to get better than him, be better
Yep.
than him.
No.
You know, because even she like when she saves him several couple. Remember when she's like getting her nails done?
Yeah.
She's getting her
Oh,
nails
yeah,
done,
when
and she's wiping out all those
she's
people
wiping
with the
out.
satellite missile
Well,
system.
I thought she was just letting him do his job so he can lead her to the baby or the child. I don't
But
know.
that's what she was doing. That's what she was doing because the joy system that he had,
Yeah.
it was spying on him.
Yeah.
It's like having Alexa tell Amazon everything you're doing and where you're going.
So I want to talk about that scene where she should shoot these. I don't know. Accurate point missiles at those homeless people. I don't know what the fuck they were, right? I like how like when he came out of the car, he fucking pricked the back of one of them like fucking Bane and Batman. I was like, holy crap, dude! He means business, man. He's not here to fuck around.
I don't think you would if somebody was trying to cut your car open.
Yeah, I was trying to cut it all open, and like that little drone came out, and it's like, watch the car.
You don't watch the car.
He's so badass. Oh no, I like that scene too. That was the one that he went to those kids to figure out more information.
The orphanage. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he realized that's the place where he talked to Robin Wright about the memory when she asked him to share.
Yeah, his lieutenant.
Yeah, I think that was pretty intense. That's the part where they make you think like, oh my god, he's the child.
Well, yeah. Well, you got to think. You got to go back because we already skipped so much.
Yeah,
because you thought he was human. Because you think he's human, and then he fights. What's his name? Sapper.
Yeah.
Which of course he kills Sapper.
He kills Sapper.
You know, he's even that's the funny thing is Sapper's like, you're gonna take me in. He's like, well, if that was an opportunity for me to take you in, I would. But basically, he's telling him, I'm here just to kill you, and that's it. Of course, Sapper's nice to him because he's like, hey, you want some garlic?
Yeah. It's so funny. And then when he kills him, he goes over his pot, right? And then he smells it.
Yeah, because you can't. Because I'm thinking garlic, anything that's like plant life, is rare there.
Oh yeah, anything. No, that's right.
All a Sapper does, Sapper just grows bugs and stuff. He grows protein.
Yeah.
And they just probably turn into something else for you to eat that looks like a hamburger, but it's actually a bug burger. So.
Yeah, it's
So anyway,
he's a farmer. That's why. Yeah, when he first asked him questions, he's a farmer. Yep. I like that. He picks garlic and no, I feel that because of the radiation. We never talk about that. The radiation. And that's why it was really rare for him.
Well, they don't really tell you there's any radiation. Yeah, they don't even tell you there's radiation yet, though. You know.
No, not at that point because it wasn't until.
If you didn't see the prequels, you don't know there's radiation yet.
Yeah, you don't know what the radiation. Yeah, exactly. I didn't know what happened. Like, and I was thinking, like, why? What was that guy that he gave him the little wooden
But
horse?
as you notice, the Earth is colder.
Yeah, the Earth is cold. That's why he's always wearing that jacket.
Yeah, because of the nuclear fallout makes the Earth colder.
Yep. No, I love everything about this movie.
Yeah, this was a well thought out movie.
No, it was like I don't even know who wrote it. Who the hell wrote this movie? Let's see, 2049 sequel.
Probably a lot of people.
Well, screenplays by two people, Hampton Fancher and Michael Green. Story is by Hampton Fancher. That's it. It's just based on the characters from, obviously Philip K. Dick.
Yeah, well, I guess it wouldn't be really his either. Philip K. Dick wrote a story.
Yeah,
and they turned that story into Blade Runner. and they just carried the characters from Blade Runner on over to
On over, they
2049.
just somebody like, hey, you
But
know
yeah.
what would be cool? It's like if Terminators have babies. Yeah, man, totally fucking do it.
Well, it would make life easier because I mean,
Yeah.
manufacturing a fake person is probably apparently a pain. It's like,
I
hey,
think
why don't we
no,
just make 2 people and then let them have the babies from now on?
it makes sense that the replicants have baby because, like you said, you have living cells, right? So it can produce.
Exactly.
They never explain too
apparently
much
they
into
had to
that.
put
They
a
just,
lot more stuff into it.
yeah, they're just like, okay, you can have
Well,
babies.
because
Okay, all
they
right.
actually. Well, you got to know that they didn't think that Rachel was going to have a baby until they wrote this movie.
No, yeah, I
know?
didn't think either. Yep.
Yeah, because the original Blade Runner was supposed to be it. It was supposed to stand alone, and it didn't
Yep.
do very good at the movie theater.
No, it didn't. I think that's why
So
no one's talking about
pretty
replicants
much
walking around.
Exactly, because after Blade Runner hit the theaters, it was like, yeah, nobody's going to watch this now.
Well, so do you think
I mean,
so do you think the first Blade Runner would have done better if it was released later? Like around Terminator 2?
I think it would have. Yes, I think if the Blade Runner would have been put out in the 1990s, it would have done better.
But then at that
The only
point,
reason I say that, in the 1990s, everybody was thinking about dark. Everything that was dark and stuff was popular then.
you know what? Even Batman, it started in '89.
Yeah.
The first Batman. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I think everything just turned darker,
Hey, you know what? That was back in 1982.
Because it's like Superman. Remember the original Superman, Christopher Reeves?
Yeah.
That would have been put out in the 90s. I don't think it would have done very well because it's too optimistic.
Yeah, it's very optimistic. It's very
I mean, I'm not knocking it. I mean, Superman's supposed to be optimistic. It shouldn't be dark.
Mm-hmm.
But it is nowadays.
Oh, I mean, I know, right? Man of Steel is... I like how
Yeah,
Man of Steel... But you would talk
dark.
about that another time. It's pretty dark. I do believe that if the first Blade Runner was released in the 90s, like 92, 93, it would have done a lot better. But that was... back in 82, that was when science fiction was just kind of taking off when they have Alien and then they had the first Star Wars. They didn't have a lot of sci-fi movies.
Yeah, you're right.
Until like late 80s, early 90s.
I'm thinking the future that it was in was kind of a stretch for the 80s.
I know, right?
Because it's 2019, and
2019,
we're there now.
man. I was going to tell you last year.
And in the Blade Runner 2019, they already have space colonies.
Yeah, space colonies. I know.
I'm like, we could barely get to the moon again.
Hey man, forget that. We're trying to go to Mars now, okay? Looking from Blade Runner, it looks like Mars, okay?
But you got to think though, when you're watching the original Blade Runner, they spoke a special language. It was Spanish, German, and Japanese mixed.
Yeah.
Everybody was Japanese. Everything was written Japanese. Everybody speaking Japanese. Because you remember in the 80s, everything you bought was Japanese.
Yeah, Japanese. They probably just I know, right? Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, where's that Japanese crap now? I mean. My TV's not made in Japan anymore. My microwave's not made in Japan anymore. So I'm thinking
it's all made in China.
So yeah, if you were making that and like now, everything had to be Chinese.
Yep.
But I'm thinking like years from now, everything's gonna be in the Middle East.
Yeah. Who knows, right?
It's gotta be the next course area.
No, well, the first movie is way ahead of its time, obviously. Ridley Scott did a great job.
Ahead of time. Plus, it was so far ahead of time. Everything had like an Atari advertisement to it.
Oh, I know, I love it. Even the second one too, like big Atari building or like the lighted up marquee. It was awesome.
Because Atari survived.
Yep.
And they still have Pan Am.
Oh. That was a big company at the time. I know.
Happen.
Maybe they were using AOL too. Who the fuck knows?
Hey, don't be making fun of AOL. Well, they have the phones. They still have pay phones.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's the weird thing too. You know what? I can't get out like Blade Runner after watching it. Right. I want to rewatch it immediately.
Okay, well then you need to watch the director's version now.
There's a director's version? Oh,
there is a director's version, but the director's version is the same as the final cut.
Oh no, I'm talking about Blade Runner 2049.
Okay, you need to watch that again too. I've already seen it like I don't know how many times. I saw it at the theater by myself, man.
See, I wanted to, because I remember when he came out, right? I told my wife, like, I want to see Blade Runner 2049. And she was like, how long is it? It's like 2 hours and 50 minutes. She's like, I'm not going to sit in the movie that long.
Yeah, well, The theater I
With
was in had
kids.
reclining leather seats, so it was not
No,
a big deal.
yeah, no. Blade Runner 2049 is so good. I like the car that he's in.
Oh yeah.
I can't even remember if it's self-driving or not.
No, well, I guess it could be, but no, it never shows itself. Right? It flies by
Yeah,
itself.
it
It's
flies.
autopilot.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
autopilot.
because at
Yeah,
the first of the movie, he's asleep
yeah.
and it's
Oh yeah,
flying
yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
Sapper's house,
Yep.
and then he wakes up, and then it has the little drone. What do you call it? Drone. It pops out of the roof.
Yeah.
They can do everything. It's like having it's like his partner.
This
Basically,
one.
the
Yeah.
drone that comes out of your roof is your partner. It also guards your car and it shoots you, I guess. Apparently.
Yeah. It's like a little droid, like Star
But anyhow,
Wars.
you know, he gets
What's the car?
Sapper.
Yep.
But yeah, anyhow, he finds Sapper. He gets a box of bones. He takes the bones about, and they find the serial number.
Yep.
In the bones.
They found
and
Rachel.
They realize, yeah. So he's got to figure out who the replicant. Well, I like when he goes to the police station. Remember when he's going through the police station, and all those people are just treating him like crap.
Yeah, I know. Even though he's one of them, I thought it was crazy.
He's a cop, and they're just like, get out of my way, skin job.
Yep.
And even his lieutenant doesn't treat him very good,
No, because
when he gets cut, she tells him, "I'm not gonna pay for that."
Yeah, I'm not paying for that shit. Yeah, I know. And I was thinking
well, I'll use super glue.
Yeah, and I'm thinking like, I guess you could treat them like shit because it proves the point that replicants are slaves. In a way,
but remember, he still gets a paycheck.
Yep. Yeah, which is weird, right? Like, why are you paying a replicant? Like, and he lives in an apartment that's better than everything I ever seen in my life.
Yeah, there's probably maybe there's another story they're supposed to tell to it,
Yeah, but they just don't
maybe
explain that.
Replicants. I guess maybe off-world replicants do a different job than on-world replicants.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we should talk about the getting paid thing. Like, he gets paid for an apartment, he cooks dinner, then he goes home and looked like he was talking to his wife at first. I'm like, who the fuck is he talking to? Is he talking, like, at first I thought he was talking to recording. And then you know what? It is a recording. Right? Like, it is a recording that he's talking to. Yeah, a very good-looking recording. And then he's like, oh, I want you to read to me. Oh, but you hate that book. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Is he crazy? Like, he's a replicant, right? But I think he's trying to act like he's human. Isn't it? Like, what do you think of that?
To me, that's what he was doing, dude. Because I mean, he can't be with anybody else, Because it shows him when he goes to his apartment. You remember that? You hear that lady yelling at him? She says she's going to kick his legs out from under him. And then all those other people are staring at him. And then his door has Skinner written across it.
Yeah. Yep.
Then he gets in his apartment, and it's like that the outside world doesn't matter.
Yeah, the outside world doesn't matter.
And the funny thing is where that girl's saying that she cooked him a new dinner. Cooked a mistake, and he puts those nasty noodles, that protein noodle stuff down, and it looks like a steak, even though it doesn't taste like a steak.
Yep. No, that part was really weird for me. Like, okay, is he trying to be human, but he's not trying to have emotion? He went through that test at the police station. It's really fucking weird. I guess that scene is important to build up that AI character, because the AI character is independent and he can think and have record data. He could do actions too. Yeah. Because that's how you call the call girl later.
Well, she can't touch though. You guys still remember he can't touch her.
No, he can touch her. And she can't touch him. But she can make call
because
everything's digital.
And the only thing is, we first it's established that she can't leave the apartment.
No, yeah, she can't. He had to take her.
And he tells her he bought her a present.
Yes. He took her outside.
Exactly. It's a device that allows him to take her anywhere he goes.
Yep. He's spending money on, gadgets like this kind of shit.
Yeah, well, to improve his life. He spends, all he does is spend them, and that's the thing. That's what we do. I mean, if I can't improve my life, why do I go to work? I mean, it's like, oh, sorry, you can't spend that money. I'll be like, okay, well, I'm not coming to work tomorrow.
Tell me about it. That's why I have an arcade back there. Like, what the hell? Like... Yeah. And an arcade stool too, but an arcade.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't afford all those Mega Man if you didn't go to work.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
But anyhow, because it kind of looks like though when she goes out in the rain. I like that scene when she goes out in the rain. It's like the water is actually going through her.
Yeah.
but her program makes the water look like it's going on her.
Oh, I know, like the little like a little bounce thing back, like a little flashback, like that was pretty
The
cool.
really good thing is the scene where he's trying to touch her. Even
Yes.
looks like when if you're to try to pretend you're touching somebody.
Yeah, it's weird, like
Yeah, which is really because he's even doing it. I mean, I was like, that looks right. Because if he's actually touching her and she can't be touched,
Yep.
then that would look off. The scene would look wrong.
I guess they could sync the I guess location about the degrees because he's a replicant. He could probably feel it, but it's also very strange. Okay.
But the only funny thing I noticed is when your phone rings. You know what sucks though is when your phone rings.
Oh, that's right. It pauses.
Yeah, you're talking to her. It pauses.
It pauses. It shows the screen. I thought that was really funny too.
What would be really bad if you were in the middle of doing something bad with your hologram.
This is the future.
It's like, why you got your pants down?
Hey, don't worry about it. The call is up here, okay? This is where the call is. The call is up here, buddy.
Yeah, they're thinking, oh, you should have put your camera a little closer and stuff at the other side of the room.
You know what? Don't instant pick up. Like, you have one of those options like, ignore and call back later. Oh, message like, hey, can't talk right now.
Yeah, but the main story, we already kind of missed the main part of the story is after the, lieutenant finds out that the replicant has a baby. She calls him in his office. She wants him to erase the whole thing.
She wants him to kill everything.
Keep it quiet.
I love that.
Yeah, because she's like, this will destroy our world.
Yep.
And actually, there's 2 points on this. This could destroy the world because Wallace. We find out later, Wallace wants to make thousands of replicants.
Yeah.
So he can colonize more stars. He can make humanity further out in space. He could do so much with more replicants.
It's weird. I thought when we're talking about Wallace, right? And I feel like, can he just make more? But why is he so obsessed with finding the child? To duplicate that instead of he always have these Nexus 8,
wants to duplicate that.
Or is he trying to?
No, you got to remember Nexus 8. No, Nexus 8s are already gone now.
Okay.
All the old replicants you see, that's Nexus 8s, Tapper, and all the people that helped secretly.
So I guess his motto.
That girl.
Whatever his motto is, whatever K and Love. The new motto.
Yeah, K's not a Nexus. Yeah, K and Love are not Nexus.
They're part of Wallace. Yeah.
So I'm the wall.
So I'm thinking, why does he
I think they're not even as good as Nexus 8s.
Yeah, why don't he just make those instead of? Oh, so he want to replicate Nexus 8 plus whatever his creation is.
But you got to remember, well, he's making replicants, but the problem is he can't make replicants fast enough because they're so complex.
Okay, so he can't make replicants fast enough,
But if they have a baby,
right?
Think about it.
Yeah, okay, so if you have a baby, how... They never told you how long it takes a replicant, right? And then hey, a baby is coming, takes at least 9 months, right? How long is it taking you to make a replicant? That means you have to make them, procreate all the time. Oh, you're cutting in and out.
But you got to think of all the materials it takes to make a replicant.
Yeah,
you got to grow all the stuff to make a replicant. You got to grow all the cells, make hearts, You'd have to make all the pieces. It would take an army of people that you got to pay, unless you have replicants make people.
But you know what? Maybe he should not renovate his house like that. Okay. I just said maybe you shouldn't he shouldn't renovate his house like that.
Oh, you mean you shouldn't have the biggest skies in all Los Angeles that takes up almost all Los Angeles?
Yeah, maybe
you saw how big his building was, right?
Yeah, maybe cut that building in half, right? And
you see the first Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the first Blade Runner, you see how big that building is. So, what is it? The Tyrell? What's the company called?
Yeah, Tyrell, like Terrell, yeah. So, when I saw Wallace,
Tyrell.
right? When the first time you see Wallace, he's in this fucking room, right? That looks like, some kind of mustard yellow with a bridge with a square in the middle, and it's water. Hey, where's the budget of that coming from? Who designed this shit? You don't need this room, okay? You can't even see.
Exactly. Well,
Who is their designer?
The whole point of that room is to show you how rich he was.
Yeah, it just shows you
materials that's in those rooms, nobody else can own those materials.
Yeah, because he has water.
Clean water.
Here's a
All
lot
that
of
clean
water.
water he's got in there, probably.
I'm like, what the hell? Like, maybe
Plus he's
cut
got all
your
the
budget
wood.
down. Cut your budget down on maintaining that, and then apply it to making your replicants.
And you got to also remember, plus all his main companies are off-world.
Yeah. God.
You know, he's not even on Earth.
I like how they show you how young Wallace is. I would
owns all
expect
those
Wallace.
nice flying cars.
I would expect Wallace to be an older guy, like that replicant time, because Nexus was 2036,
but
so
Wallace
it's been 13 years.
Yeah, but you got to think Wallace is supposed to represent people of our time. You know, like Elon Musk, all these other young tech.
Oh,
guys.
you mean those? Yeah.
All the tech. I'm not saying those guys particular, but mainly younger tech guys.
Yeah, but younger tech guys.
Good ideas and stuff.
Off the world ideas, like with evil, like you said, like he seems very evil, and I'm like, yeah, he's very evil. I guess.
I don't know if you could really say he's that evil. I mean, they're not. I mean, he didn't cut up a human. He cut up a fake human that he made.
He wants perfection.
Is that actually exactly? But is that wrong to cut up your own replicant?
It's kind of like me building a model, right? Taking it apart and rebuilding it to make sure that I get everything correct. He's not really a person. I mean, he's not really a person.
Of course, your model doesn't. Yeah, of course, your model doesn't bleed all over the floor.
Yeah, I know that's messed up. Maybe that's where the clean water helps. You know, like, hey, clean some of this shit up. Oh, we only have a hose right here, just to, wash that off.
But anyhow, but his lieutenant wants him to wipe all that away because she's afraid that once that the replicants realize that they can have babies, then they're as good as anybody else.
They're gonna be extinct. Yep.
Because there's one thing that's always mentioned in here that Kay's always like, I don't have a soul.
Yep, you don't have a soul. Yep, and then she says that
and the
maybe
whole point of the story is kind of like, and Kay. The problem is Kay wants to be a real person. He wants to be a human. I mean, that's why after that he goes, okay, well his mission is now to find the child and get rid of get rid of everything. Yeah, he's just supposed to. She doesn't tell him to kill him, but that's what it is.
Yes, and then he lied too. Later in the movie, he lied about it. Like when he go through the course of his investigation, when he found out that he's the child, he lied to her about it.
Yeah, he did, but he had no choice because he thought he was the child.
Yeah, I think that's when that's why he failed the test.
Well, no, I think it has a lot to do with because you got to remember the emotional moment he had before he finds out that he's the child. But anyhow, where was the part? The part where he goes and finds they go to the computer to find the DNA.
Yeah. Oh yeah. When he's looking at all the DNA.
Remember?
Yeah. Yeah,
he's going to the DNA, and what is it, like 4 letters?
Yep.
Here's the neat thing I thought was funny.
What?
It kind of connects this movie to the first movie. Because Joy.
Yeah, Joy.
She keeps appearing and looking over his shoulder.
Yeah.
And she's like, humans have 4 letters. She goes, I only have 2, 0s and 1s.
Yep.
Then he tells her. Yeah, he tells her, he goes, I forgot what he exactly says, but he says something about, so humans may have more numbers, but you only have half the numbers, which makes you a lot more eloquent. Which in the first movie, remember in the first movie when Roy finally finds the guy created him?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The guy created him tells him,
he
goes, a candle that burns. Yeah, he tells him that a candle that burns twice as bright burns only, a candle that burns only so long burns just as bright or burns brighter.
Yeah.
He basically says the same thing to her.
Oh, that's right.
I mean, I know I'm not saying exactly what they said in the lines, but the line is basically he says the same thing to her.
Yep.
That the creator says to him.
Yes.
Because she's wanting. Because in a way that she envies. It's funny. Kay envies humans, and she envies him. That's probably why she's kind of in love with him.
So
she wants to be like him.
So just from what we're talking about here, Kay is Pinocchio.
Yeah, Kay is in a way Pinocchio.
Yes.
Because
this is a Pinocchio
there's a scene
story.
in there where she's, there's a scene in there where she's telling him that she always knows he's special,
Yeah.
and that she's telling him he's real. She keeps telling him he's real,
Yeah, he's real
and she's
special.
even
Yep.
crying because she's
Yeah.
happy. She's happy for him because she's like, "Oh, you're a human, and
Yeah, I
maybe
always
something
know.
can happen for her. Maybe."
Yeah, it's the
But
hope. It's the
anyhow,
hope.
so
Yeah.
but that's the thing. That's that where he's testing those sequences is where it throws you off because it tells you there's a girl with a disease, which
Yeah.
for some reason you don't catch it. There's a girl that has a disease and there's a boy. The boy disappears, but the girl dies of this disease.
Yes, the girl dies. Yep.
You know? Yeah. Well, it tells you the disease she dies of.
Yep.
It's a disease. It's an autoimmune disease, or not an autoimmune disease, but it's a disease where she can't come in contact with anybody else,
I know.
or she'll get sick and die.
Yep.
Which is funny because you see that and you don't even think it's her.
Yeah, you don't. I did think about that at the end when I'm like, why the hell? Like, we're going to skip to the end because I want to talk about how he figured that out, right? When he takes Deckard to see his daughter, right? In the moment, I'm like, what the fuck is he doing back here for? Why are they going to see the doctor?
Oh, well, see, I figured out it was her.
I didn't figure that out at all.
Yeah, I figured out it was. Oh, I figured out it was her when he was in Las Vegas.
No.
And I'll tell you why. Well, because didn't it make sense? Because, okay, all right, he meets that girl, and she tells him, well, he goes into the orphanage and finds that little wooden horse. He has a date.
Yep.
And he remembers that memory. So he decides, well, I wonder if this memory's mine. Because if this memory's mine, then I'm a real boy.
Yes.
Because I was in an orphanage and grew up.
Yep.
So he goes and finds that girl. He goes and finds a girl that's sick. She can't meet anybody, but she's the guy. She's the woman that makes memories for all the stuff.
And it's her memory.
She also tells him real life memories. You can't. It's illegal to use real life memories for replicants. But he gets her. He goes, well, I want you to watch my memory, and you tell me if it's real. So she's watching the memory, and tears start falling in her eyes. And then she goes, the memory's real.
Because
the problem is Kay wants it to be him so bad, he jumps up and gets mad. But doesn't dawn on you. She's crying because that's her memory.
Yes, I know. I got that when you explained it. It's
her memory, but she can't say nothing. She doesn't say nothing because he gets all mad, starts throwing stuff, and he leaves. So he's leaving, and he's decided, and the audience is supposed to have already decided. So Kay's real now.
Yeah, Kay is real. Kay's the boy.
But he's not real. Yeah, he's the boy, but he can't be the boy. I mean, but you think he is. But the problem is, he goes out to the desert. And he meets Harrison Ford.
Yep.
Who's the father?
Wait, so is the girl a real person? It seems she's the baby.
The girl. Well, the girl would be the baby of the replicant. So I don't know if it makes her a replicant or not, but she's a replicant's baby.
Yes, she's a replicant's baby. That's all.
So I don't know.
Okay.
Well, then maybe that's why she has a bad immune system.
Oh. I was just thinking about that
because
too.
She's not.
Because her cells are not 100% from the replicant.
Yeah, because we don't know what she really is. So because it depends. Is Deckard a replicant or is Deckard not? Because this question's asked in this movie too. But it doesn't matter because this question's even asked. Yeah, this question's asked. But anyhow, he goes to Here's why I think the girl. I knew that it was the girl. When he goes to Las Vegas, he meets Deckard.
Yeah.
He's talking to him. He's trying to figure out in the audience. I was trying to figure out why come Deckard doesn't know who he is.
Oh.
Yeah. The whole time he keeps talking to Deckard, and you're like, shouldn't Harrison Ford know this is your kid?
Because
and then finally, he goes.
Because Deckard knows a girl.
And he goes, he knew it was a girl.
Yep.
Then you're like, then I knew it was like, oh, it's that other girl.
Yep.
That's when I knew it right then. I was like, it was that girl. Because they even tell you when he meets that girl, that lady with one eye.
Yep. Well, not one eye, because she took that left eye out.
Well, she took the eye out, yeah. Because I'm thinking somebody turned that eye in, saying that lady was dead.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because when you kill a replicant, when you kill those replicants, you take their eyes in, you record them as being destroyed. So that lady can do whatever she wants because she's dead.
Yep.
But anyway, she says it's a girl.
She's retired, yes.
Yeah, she's retired. You had to lose an eye, but you got retirement.
Yeah, you got retired. No,
but anyhow, but remember,
that just made this so much better.
But remember, she tells him it was a girl too.
Oh.
So you should have known then that it was that girl.
Oh, I know. You know what? Even at that point, I didn't even know like her girl. I thought they had to find somebody new, but it makes so much sense that like they always show you who it was in the middle of the movie.
Yeah, it shows you who it was in the movie, but you're so focused on the main character, you
Yeah, I was
don't
so
even notice
focused on the main
because you don't
character.
care.
I know because because that's how they did it. Like the main character, you wanted so bad to be him.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
and
Because
then
he
it's
wants it to
funny.
be him.
So he dies at the end, right? Because he was injured. Like
Okay, well, the only reason I say I don't know if he dies or not, but it reminds me. Okay, in the first Blade Runner, when Roy dies, it plays that song.
Yeah.
Tears in Rain.
Yeah, Tears in
That's
the
the
Rain.
name of the song, Tears in Rain.
Yep.
They play that same song when Kay lays down on his back.
Oh.
So he just lays there and they play that same song. The same song they always play for all the Blade Runners all the replicants when they die.
So maybe he did die.
I think he died. But hey,
He
if
he
there's
did
no
the
sequel,
self-sacrifice
put it
thing.
this way, if there's not going to be a sequel, he died.
Yeah, he dies. Maybe they'll catch Ryan Gosling when he's 60s or 70, you know? Make Blade Runner 2079. Have to wait 30 years for another Blade Runner.
Because it's going to have to be like Terminator. If they make another Blade Runner, it'd be like, well, this is the character, Gosling. He plays a human. He's the human they based making the Blade Runner on.
oh, I like that your Terminator reference. Yes. Arnold was the colonel that they based the Terminator
Exactly.
on. Yes.
Yeah, where they make Arnold a real person now, but this is the person they based the Terminator on. I'm like, what?
Oh, that's funny. Oh, I remember. Not a lot of people know that. That's why like all the Terminators look like Arnold. It's great.
Yeah. I wanted them to make 1,000 clones of him.
Oh my gosh! No, he dies at the end. No, it was so good. What did you like about it?
Well, I say he dies.
He
What did I
dies,
like
yeah.
about it? I like the whole movie.
I love the whole movie.
No, I'm not happy he dies.
No, I'm not happy he died.
I love the whole movie. I think it was a good story.
I like it's a good story. I like how it ended with him dying. You know, nothing is greater than a movie when the main character dies, because you don't expect it, because like it does a 180 turn on you, right? First you're like, oh, he's a child, a baby, like you said. That's why I push all the other stuff apart. They didn't what?
I like it because they didn't really die. You know, they didn't really confirm that he died.
No,
I mean, he could easily live too, but you know,
so
he does his job. And you notice that when he it's open ended. Plus, you notice that when Kay or Joe tells Harrison Ford about his daughter, he smiles.
Yes.
Okay, we'll call him Kay, but you notice he smiles, right?
Who? Ryan Gosling?
Which is cool because he never really smiles.
No,
he
smiles
like, that's why when he tells Harrison Ford about the go see his daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, he tells Harrison Ford that all the best ideas were hers.
Yeah, all the best memories for hers. Yeah, he smiles. No, that was at the end when he kept that, I don't know, monotone face the whole thing until he smiles. Yep.
Yeah.
No, he's really good. It makes me want to watch other Ryan Gosling stuff besides The Notebook.
I haven't even seen The Notebook. Actually, up until this movie, I would never watch Ryan Gosling stuff.
Yeah, me neither.
Because I was just not. Well, it's just I wasn't interested because I mean, first of all, I mean, he didn't make movies that I want to see.
Well, he was in The Big Short with Steve Carell and Christian Bale about the mortgage crisis in 2008.
Yeah, I really wanted to see that.
That is a very
sarcastic.
Good movie.
I didn't want to see that at all.
No, that is a really good movie.
Well, I might watch it, but I'm not that.
Because
I might watch it, but hey,
Christian Bale is in it. It's really good, man.
Well, I'm not saying it's bad. It's just it never really piqued my interest.
Yeah. Well, that was the reason why we were able to work at the law firm, because of that. That was the reason.
Yeah.
It make our job what we did like, oh my god, it makes so much more sense now. Like I knew what I was doing before, but then after The Big Short, I'm like, these stupid dumbass motherfuckers, and I'm thinking like, so you telling me all the way to 2008 we didn't have none of this shit regulated until it burst? I'm like, oh, you know what? Maybe we should put some regulation around it. 2008, Shane.
Hey, dude. All right. Well,
it makes me so mad. Like, we didn't even talk about this shit. Like, we're just gonna let it break and fall. And I'm like, oh my god, we messed up.
This is how the world works. Yeah. Until something goes wrong, don't fix it.
Yeah, it's
And I think
it's
I'm
kind of like
okay with
plumbing.
that. I believe in that. I'm like, unless something goes wrong, why are you fixing it?
Oh, I want safety
Because then you'll just do
protocols.
something stupid. Hey, you'll just do something stupid you shouldn't have done.
So you're saying that you're for the Nexus 6 and shit until like, oh my god, they want to kill us now because they want to live forever, even though. And I'm like, I'm
Exactly.
Jared Leto.
Actually, hey,
I'm Jared Leto. Well, like, hey, I want to make sure that they obey us all the time, not when he messes up. Okay.
hey,
I'm Wallace.
I mean, come on. It was Nexus 6s, right?
Yeah, Nexus
Who
6s.
says that Nexus 5s didn't obey or if
I
Nexus
know.
3s didn't obey? I mean,
See,
come on.
that's how they're gonna do it. They're
What
gonna
I
do a
can't
movie about
understand.
Nexus 5s.
Here's the problem I have with Blade Runner. Okay.
Okay.
Right between Blade Runner and 2049. Okay, they had Nexus 6s, right?
Mhm.
They live 4 years and they kill people. Okay.
Yep.
So they make a Nexus 8, right?
Yeah.
It has unlimited life and it's mean too. Why would you give it unlimited life?
I
Like,
guess they're like Apple in one way. Like,
I would
hey,
have made it live like 1 year or something.
yeah, I know, right? Just to make sure, just to test it out to see how it acts. Maybe not even the 1 year. Like, let's give it 9 months to see how it goes. Okay, if it wants to kill us, maybe we'll work on that problem. Like, you know what? Let's right off the bat, infinite lives.
But again, like I said, we already know that must take longer than 9 months to make one. So
yeah,
it's like,
it is. Yep.
it's like, yeah, we're gonna take all this time to make one, and then it's only gonna live 4 years.
I only want a robot for 4 years. It takes an hour, a year and a half to make, but it looks 4 years. Like, man, this better be cheap. Oh, 250,000. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh. Since I watched those prequels in order, I thought all of them were going to be animated.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I watched them out of order. That's the only reason I knew they weren't.
So besides this movie that I watched, cause these little 3 short movies, you didn't really have to watch it. This and the only other movie that's kind of like that is The Matrix. Remember they had the Matrix? Like they have like 9 short films or something. I can't remember if it's 9 or not.
Oh, really?
But they have other short films from that ties into The Matrix. But you don't have to watch those either. But
yeah,
it's kind of like this one. Yeah, you don't have to watch it, but I find it very interesting.
Sometimes. So yeah, but a lot of those, you're right. You're a lot of those because what was it? There was a movie that had a comic book for it too.
With The Rock, right?
No, yeah, that had a comic book. No, that was based on a comic book though. The one with The Rock, Southland Tales.
Yeah, Southland Tales. I love that movie.
That was actually already a comic book, I think, before they.
Oh, it was. Oh, I didn't know.
But no, what was that one that had where they do the dreams? Remember the dreams?
Nightmare on Elm Street?
No, it could have been, but no, it wasn't.
Inception?
Inception. Remember Inception had a comic book.
Yeah, a comic book like a prequel comic book.
Yeah, it kind of had a prequel, and then you read it, and it's like, this is it?
This kind of
This really doesn't even tell me anything for the movie.
Yeah, see, they kind of do that to where, like, well, you can skip it, things like that, which is fine because I think every movie, I know every movie should stand alone where you don't need to read anything.
I think you should too, because a lot of people just want to do movies,
Yeah, well,
some people don't want to read books,
No, they don't. Okay. Because then I'm like, I have to read.
Because the problem is if you read the book and then you see the movie, then you're like, oh, this movie sucked because the book was better.
So
I'm like, well, yeah, because your imagination is usually always going to be better.
Yeah, that's what I said. Or it's going to be different from what I thought, like that's why I feel, in my opinion, you can never give me spoilers. Because once you tell me how something ends or whatever's going to happen, right? I think like, oh, I think this is how they're going to do it. Then they do it differently. I'm not disappointed. Because I'm like, well, at least nobody thinks like I do. I could be weird or whatever, but like, oh, this way is fine too.
Yeah, I want somebody to tell me a story. I don't want them to pick your story as you go unless I'm playing a video game or I bought one of those books,
Oh, you don't like Choose Your Own Adventure?
Well, you're liable to get something you don't like. For example, Batman versus Superman. Remember it come out? Then all these people got mad. So they made a petition to make Justice League not as dark. We saw how that turned out.
Yeah, I haven't seen Justice League still. Oh no, Justice League I haven't seen that Suicide Squad.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. It's better in Justice League, or I thought it was.
Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the stream right there. So let me do the outro for us. Hold on.
Yeah, cool.
I'll see you guys next time. You stay on, Shane. Thank you for watching this segment of our reviews. I hope you had a great time listening to us. Be sure to subscribe and give us a thumbs up, and we'll see you on the next one. Laters.